Oh, where's the mic? Alright. Right, so welcome back to the channel. If you guys don't know, I'm a powerlifter and I own a gym called Strength Academy. So this whole video is going to be in English, unfortunately. And it's just going to be a quick recap of my raw national performance and stuff like that happened like 2 days ago over the weekend. And yeah, there's a few things that we needed to cover, not just about my lifts, but about the whole overall thing. So yeah, cheers. Right. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about going into the meet. So actually, 2 days before the meet, which was 2 days before the meet, which was like, I think it was no. On Tuesday, let me mute everything. Yeah. Okay. So on Tuesday, I fell sick, and it was very very bad in a way that the day after, the Wednesday, I just like shifted some of my clients off, and I was like bedridden slightly, and I was like spamming Panadol. I was spamming a lot of things, and I just decided, okay, I shouldn't train today. I shouldn't run. I shouldn't do any activities at all of that day. My body was like very very hot, very very like cold again, and at some point I just feel like, wow, like this is like really really bad omen. And the thing is that whenever I get a fever or like a cold these days, it's gonna come with a throat infection, and that's just what the doctor told me, unless if I do my surgery. Right, long story short, on the Thursday, I just feel like death-ish, and I feel like, okay, you know what? I literally told everyone the same thing. I might pull out of the meet. And yeah, like as bad as it sounds, and the fact that like, I've been like preparing for it since like last year, like December, it's just a really really bad thing. But I really didn't feel like it. Like my mental was at all time low on that Thursday, and I really didn't want to have it. Right, so it was very bad. The gut, and I still went through with like the gut cut. And if you guys don't know what a gut cut means, it means that you're trying to remove like everything in your intestine and also your gut. So basically, you're trying to like poop everything out. So a lot of liquid diet, a lot of like zero gut weight food and things like that, like almonds, ice cream, cereals, yada yada yada. Now, what happened was, I guess the sickness comes with the stomach flu. So like the gut cut went a little bit too well that I made weight on the Friday morning, and I just decided, okay, I have to like offset it, and I ate slightly more and offset it the weight again. However, until Sunday, I was still shitting, like literally like every rep, no, every set I was no, sorry, every attempt I was shitting. And I kid you not, like I remember on like the first attempt of the squat, I was about to just like skip that first attempt overall, because my turn was after Syed, and then like when Syed went, you were asked me like to like get prepared and get ready, and then when I was getting ready, like I literally felt like I wanted to shit. And I was like, you know what? It's only 210. I'm opening with 210. I can move this weight any day. So I just went out with it. Like I just like didn't really like follow like the I didn't really follow the, what do you call that? Uh the technique and all. I just have to get this done, and I'm just gonna like go and run towards the toilet, and that's what I did. Like after I done with it, I didn't even bother looking at like the judges. I just like look at like find my handler, mouth him the attempt like 220, and then like just like give my belt, give my wrist wrap, and I was like, I tried to run, but if I try to run, I feel like the shit is coming out. So I started like walking really like shortly. Bam, that's it. All right, and I started like popping pills, like anti-shit pills that I took from Eric, because I forgot where's mine is at. So yeah, that wasn't like pleasant at all. Right. So the day before Sunday, which was Saturday, I was actually like handling a client in the morning, and then I had 3 more clients in the evening, and like so I was at the venue from like 8 a.m. until like I think about like 9 p.m.
The wind
and like
in this
Clinton was a
environment
bit
is
like
very
worried about
strong
it,
because
and
there's a
I
lot of
know it
fans.
was my fault, but I don't know, responsibilities, I guess. So I just stayed, and like as soon as like he texted me and like stopped
One with the
walking,
bar.
so we went to the technical table and just like sat there and handled my clients like from there, like done. So going to the second attempt, which was a 220, and I feel like very damn strong still. And so the funny part was like, I guess I was a little bit gaslighted, and everyone was like, "Oh, bro, you need to watch out for your death." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." Like what I know was like what I decided to think of is like the fact that like my death for sure should fit the national level. Like maybe in the international level, maybe it'll be a bit sus. But I'm like, wow, all these like national judges and like people are like calling out on my death. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna prove them wrong. So like on that 220, like when people started like yelling up, I'm like, nah, it's time to go down a bit more. I know it sounds a bit braggy, but it felt really, really good that day. And I feel like, okay, you know what? Even if I go slightly lower, I'm fine. I only have like 3 attempts on squat. I'm not gonna break anything. Then went out lower, went up. Wasn't that grindy. So that was like a bit like interesting. But we wanted to play it safe, and we went with like 225. Though yes, that was another funny thing when I know I got that 25 actually, but on the way up, I started farting a
Just
little
let out
bit,
a
and
scream.
I lost a little bit of bracing. And like I know if I let
About
up
to
slightly
witness
more, it won't be like bracing
Malaysian
anymore. And
version of
in that
Panas.
short period of time, what I thought was I need my singlet for bench and deadlift. So I was like, it's alright. I just put it back down. It's only 5 kg. So yeah, like we need to fix the gap part.
Let's get it up, get it
Okay,
up!
so yeah, and from then we look back at the roster and we're like, wait, we have like so much of a lead. Like the closest one that like could probably like catch up was like he still need to catch up for about like 15 more kg after our second attempt. So I was like, I think it's alright, but we try not to like get like too much over our head. So like me and Yuvan was just like, okay, it's alright. We stick to the plan. We still like try to get our head in the game, and that's what we did. We just like stay focused, and we just try our best to like nail down on bench, because again, like we don't know what people are gonna put for bench, because like for U66 we have a big bencher, we have like big deadlifters, and like I know for a fact like I'm not a big deadlifter anymore, and I know like there's like 2 other people that like could outpull me anytime during nationals. Uh, so like I was like, okay, I need to really, really be careful still. And that's why I choose you, Vern, because like he's very, very detailed and he knows about all of this. So like I don't have to like let him know too much about it, and he sort of like know on the top of his head how to do the math and things like that. I just need to show him how to use the system slightly better. Uh, and then like when bench comes, like same thing, everything like clicks. Like literally bench felt so good, like to the point that I was like, our plan was just to like finish it off at like an RPE 8, 127.5, but it felt too good. I was like, nah, if I do 130, it's still gonna be like an RPE 8 should be. But this is where things go slightly wrong, but also like it's an indicator for me as well. So on that 130, I just like, you know what, I'm gonna slow it down slightly more and see if I can get like a faster like press command. But instead I got quite a long press command, and I started doubting myself. Like during the bench press itself, I started like doubting myself. I'm like, why is it so long? Like so long. And I know like I have this issue where my right pecs is like slightly more outwards compared to like my left pec, and like I can show it in like my video if I find those videos and I put it in this video. But in my opinion, nah, this is like my third attempt. Like the judge should already know about this issue. And the fact that like yes, my arms are shaking, but the bar is like still, in my opinion, like my bar is always like it never shakes. It's like it would go down like slowly. So like, and I was like when I got a very late command, I was like a bit like how to say, I thought I will never get a press command, so I sort of like let go slightly. But then I got the press command. I was like, what the hell? And then I started pressing, but then like it was like, I don't know. I guess I wasn't strong enough to move it. So that's what I meant. Like it's an indicator that maybe I wasn't strong enough. But also like I didn't want to dispute the thing straight away, because it's actually like right that the judge was doing what the judge wanted to do, which was like seeing like if it's balanced or some shit like that, right? However, like the fact that I give benefit of the doubt. I just like stood on the side and then like watched the rest of the bench sessions, and everyone literally like their bar were like bouncing off their chest and like wasn't like level as shit like that. But then like they got a very damn fast command. Like I was like, what the hell is going on? Then like, you know what? I was like, I'm pretty sure it was because like my chest wasn't level, and like in my opinion, like this had happened since in the US again. But like I've always sort of like tell the judge like afterwards, like thank you for like understanding that my chest is like slightly off balance, and they always answer the same way. They were like, usually only the first attempt they will try to like learn the lifter. And like the thing is that like we've had like flights that have like maybe like up to like 15 lifters, and it's understandable that it's hard to like see or like to remember all those lifters. But in this flight there was only like maybe like 10 of us. So like, and the fact that usually judges will adapt on the first attempt and they will already know what a judge what the lifter would want to do. But like the fact that like the third attempt is when like the judge sort of like forgot that I have that condition is to me, in my opinion, in the national level, it's not acceptable. Because like imagine if like let's say I lost my placement just because this judge decided to forget that like someone have such issue. So and this is, I think like recently there was a case with like a weightlifting community as well, where one lifter get like a successful lift, but even though her elbow wasn't like fully stretched out, but the fact that she has a condition that wouldn't allow her elbow to stretch out, and the judges remembers that, versus like a lifter who like she stretched it out, but then like again it doesn't really look like it's stretched out. And the fact that like that competition, like they know that that lifter have that issue, and the fact that in my opinion majority of the lifters here locally knows my issue with my chest, like it's just like unacceptable in my opinion. Because especially that is my third attempt, and like the reason why I didn't want to dispute it is because number one, we know that we don't actually need that 5 kg to win. But of course, if I have that 5 kg, it will be a lot easier for me to hit my total national record PR, and like a lifetime like total PR. So like actually like in the discussion with Clinton, like I really wanted that, like I really wanted that, but like it's just that, and I just accepted the fact that, you know, like maybe I shouldn't like have like failed my squats. Maybe I should have like got stronger on bench. But like again, like there are some things that I can control, but there are some things that I also cannot accept as an athlete, because like this is like, even if I want to dispute it, like it's already too late and it's fine. But just a future reference for all of the local judges, please do try to adapt to the lifters on their first attempt and sort of like already see it from there. Like try not to adapt on the third attempt. Like what does that mean, that you were asleep on like the first and the second attempt, and then like suddenly like I'm awake, I want to be like super critical on your third attempt? Like that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, there's that. And second of all, I kind of want to call out like some judges were like, they give press command and then they red laddered like some lifters because they were like bouncing on the chest. In my opinion, if they were bouncing on the chest, you shouldn't give a press command at any rate at all. You know, get what I mean? You should just like give a rack command instead of like giving a press command. Because whenever you give a press command, it means that it was bouncing and then like suddenly it was leveled and then it was pressed, then they can press it up. So it doesn't make sense that you give them a red light. So maybe I'm wrong. You can double check with like whoever certifies you guys. But like in my opinion, like if you give someone a press command, the head judge shouldn't give like how say red light or like blue lights because of bounciness. Because when you give a press command, it means that like the bar was stationary. All right? Okay. Now, the third thing is that like even if let's say my chest is slightly one side higher, the thing that you need to understand is that you don't need the bar to like touch both of the chest. You need to see the bar level, right? You see the bar level and touching the chest or the sternum. The sternum also is only one side, you know, like it's not like you don't have like, imagine if someone is like touching the sternum instead of the chest, then like what you want, like it doesn't make sense that you want to see two contact points. Or like let's say like if a women have like two chests, right, and then like same thing, same issue, like one side is like bigger and like one side is like what you want him to like go a bit lower. That doesn't make any sense. And I had some jokes that says that, oh, you should maybe like put like tissue in your chest. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna do that next time if things happens again and again and again. That's kind of like bullshit. I'm so sorry about that. And the reason, and if I were to like clear out the reason why I have like one chest slightly thicker than the other, is mainly because I broke my wrist on the left wrist 2 years ago, and I started pressing only on my right arm. I did like dumbbell press and stuff like that only on my right arm, and that's why like I have like slightly thicker chest. So what, you expect me to do another like 6 months of just like pressing on the left side? That, man, that's just like, if I need to do that, I'll do that. Don't worry about it. All right, so moving on to deadlift. And when deadlift comes, we already know that like we have freaking like 20 kg lead, and whoever wants to catch up, and the only guy who could probably like catch up need another like, he needs to like pull a 300, which we know that like, I'm so sorry, but like there's no way that anyone, or there's no way that that person can pull 300 at that current level. Maybe in the future he can, I don't doubt it, but like not at that day. So like we kind of like know that we won already, but then like we still don't want to like be too, how to say, comfortable, and we just want to stay in like the strategy that we have, and that's the strategy that I want to go with. And that's why like regardless of what happened, I still like try to get myself in the game. And like you can like, I don't want to show the text between me and my coach, but point being is that like I told Clinton, I told Yuvan, like whatever it is, we know we won already, but let's still try to give our best, try to give a good show to the crowd. And yeah, but though that third, and I was kind of a little bit disappointed that the 245 was too easy, that like I couldn't put on a grindy show for everyone. So like the so we went with 255. I actually wanted to do 260, and just like I know I'm gonna fail it kind of, maybe 50-50, fail or no fail, I don't know. But at least like it would have been like a better show. But the 255, same thing, like it went up like a little bit like way more easier than I thought, even though like what happened at the top was, yes, I think my grip did slip a little bit, but another thing was what I've always experienced like throughout the whole prep is like fainting on my top set. So what I remember on that specific lift was I thought I locked it up, but then when I woke up, it was literally like I felt like this warm, like hug, like comfy, like I thought it was on my back. Then I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, the bar is on the floor, and like someone's like hugging me, and oh yeah, I guess I failed the lift. And the thing that really like took me like really off guard was the fact that like I thought it was Vishal that was behind me, because like the guy was saying that I got you, bro, you're safe, I'm with you. And I was like, wow, did I just met God or some shit like that? And then the sound was like my friend's voice, and then when I turned to the back, it was like Moses. And I'm so sorry, but I got like freaked out a little bit, so I jumped forward. No offense on that, and I just like walked away because I started like losing conscious, and I just didn't want to collapse too much. Yeah, and that's the end of the whole like thing. And the number one, how say, the number one goal of that day was actually to get an all-time PR, and also like to put myself back into the top 5 ranking of overall, which didn't happen because, and another thing was like try to get like 99 points on like the GL point, which needed like 635. So I think like it fell short, especially like because of training and stuff like that, and I'm completely fine with that. I kind of like accepted the fact that like at my current state and stuff, I couldn't really like push it that far, but it's fine. And like I know already for a fact that like there's no way I can catch up to Max. Like that guy is a beast. Like he's at 101 and then now he's at 102, so huge respect to him. Like I hope one day I'll be able to like catch up to him, and like Malaysia would be like at the top again. So like I really want to be like at my prime again, and try my best to like stand next to him instead. All right. Right. So, ooh, that's a lot of reply for my stories. All right. So, judging. Okay. So like what I posted on Instagram today is that like, all right. So my personal experience on the meet as an athlete. So like what I would say is the fact that like, how to say, all right. So if I'm not mistaken, I paid like 200 ringgit or something, or 180 for the meet. And the thing was, like, in my opinion, like, as an athlete, like, SSC was the same pricing as well. But in my opinion, there's a lot more perks to it SSC. And it's not, how to say, in my opinion, it's the fact that, like, the first thing that I saw when they were setting up and on the stories was like, I just realized that the backdrop was like so bad. Like, it was like some usable backdrop from before. And I did ask around about it, like, why isn't there like any proper like backdrop and stuff like that? And the answer was like, because they're trying to save money for Asians. In my opinion, right? Like, I paid for nationals, and imagine if everyone else who are paying for nationals just want the best experience ever and doesn't have any chances to go to Asians or whatever, because they're trying to save money to fund for like Asians, or like just like keep an additional money so that like they can run future meets and stuff like that. In my opinion, like, as someone who also have directed before, is that like you use that money to like run that meet properly and successfully and give the best experience ever. However, in my opinion, I still say that I would rather join my own meet than joining nationals, because it was like a smaller scale, and it was a bigger, like, it was a smaller meet, yes, but it's at a higher level, but it was at a smaller scale. So like, where's the hype? Where's the everything? Like, I don't understand that part. Uh, and in my opinion, if let's say the federation need to earn more money, or like need to have more funds to fund more meets in the future, that's completely up to you guys to like sell merchandise or like do other stuff on the side, raise money from sponsors and stuff like that, but not by like using the users' money and give like less experience. Imagine if, let's say, GSC wanted to like open a new branch, but then like they were trying to save money, and then they literally cut off their air condition when you guys are watching movies so that they can find a new cinema. That doesn't make any sense. Am I right? Okay, so that's why like I was like, what the hell? Like, I couldn't get a good experience, and people were like, and in my opinion, like, last time, yes, there were people who were like sponsoring seats for the visitors and stuff like that, and it's a more like higher level meet. For sure, you're gonna see a lot more visitors, and you could make a lot of money out of those visitors. Like, get those chairs that you guys sponsored me before, like, put it on there, and how say, get a lot more vendors and earn more from those vendors, and start selling like more merch, which I did, to earn more money. You get what I mean? Like, you don't want to like rip off the lifters, you want to like rip off the visitors. That's how I would think. So like, I'm not the best businessman or something like that, but that's just kind of how I think. Like, you shouldn't like tax the lifters. You should tax like whoever is coming in that is not paying any money towards you yet, right? So like, that's one of my issue, to be very very honest. You get what I mean? Overall, the whole meet went very well in my opinion, and I shout out to all the volunteers. You guys did very very well. You guys helped very very well. Spotter loaders, thank you. No one grabbed my bar. I did get some like reports of like people who are like getting their bar snatched and stuff like that, but yeah, not my problem, not my clients. I'm fine. You guys go beach around somewhere else. Yeah. Overall, the whole thing was fine. It's just that I find that my experience, like, when I see that like when I see like all of the stuff, I just decided to tell myself, you know what, it's alright. Like, this is what I get, and like, basically, like, I shouldn't complain too much from that side. But this is my opinion, and because of that, over on that day, I just like lower down a lot of my expectations, and I just like do whatever, and then that's it. Like, I was like quite like interested when I see like, oh, they have like a lot of sponsors, but I don't think like any of the sponsors actually like give any value or any cash. So like, that's why like, maybe, I don't know. Again, I've mentioned this a lot of times before. Whenever you try to find sponsorship, try to find cash as much as you can, because you need the sponsorship to like help run the whole thing, not like some like stupid ass like sponsorships. You get what I mean? Like, prizes are good. It helps you to make a lot of things better, but prizes doesn't run the show. You get what I mean? So like, take that as a pinch of salt. I've mentioned it again and again and again and again and again. So please listen to me next time. Cash sponsorships. All right. So next one is my opinion on judging as an athlete. So I think I've touched this a little bit like earlier. So in my opinion, like what I think is that like I don't really feel comfortable with like the judging again is very like sort of like they kind of say, I think like during the volunteer briefing, during the athlete briefing, they sort of like say, okay, we're gonna make the judging a little bit more tight, not so much of like national level stuff. We want to make it into like international level judging. In my opinion, like I don't see much as an international level judging. I just see it as like very inconsistent judging. So like if you cannot make sure that like everything is consistent, might as well just stay with one line that is like super consistent, because there's a lot of like disputes going on, and there's a lot of like jury calling this, jury calling that, people VAR this, VAR that. Like that just means that the judging itself is very inconsistent, that you can change it a lot of times. Alright. Now, next one is my view as the national team, as a national team captain. So, in my opinion, like, I see a lot of like, how say, uh, good prospect in this meet, and it means that the team will grow. Now, the issue is that like how people are trying to grow the team, or like how the federation is trying to grow the team. But in my opinion, like if I can grow it on my own, I will try my best to do that. All right. All right, now my mindset on midday, I think I've touched that before, where I say my mindset is just whatever I've discussed with Clinton, that's it. Like I just want to win. I just want to like sort of like defend my title. I just want to defend my placement, and I just want to do my best on my own. However, yes, unfortunately, there are a few comments of like people who there's a few comments of like a person who is becoming a little bit more cocky like during the prep itself, because suddenly like his sleeve blew up or something like that, so he started like his behavior starting become like a little bit more like annoying. He was annoying before, now he's just like way more annoying, right? And it's not my responsibility to do so, but it's kind of funny when people like come in and then like, bro, you gotta humble him, you gotta like win like no matter what. And like these people who are like, I don't really talk to them like much, but then they come to SA and then they sort of like spill a lot of stuff. So like if you think that you're this person that I'm talking about, watch out of your behavior. Like just because you're slightly stronger than others doesn't mean that you should be a dick to a lot of people. Like be like, and if let's say you have like a mental condition or something like that, we need proof, so that like but also at the same time, it doesn't mean that like we will give leeways to you like all the time. You get what I mean? You are also another human being. So whenever people say that like we should give leeways to anyone, I would say that no. Like if that person wanted to be treated as a human being, he needs to be treated fairly. So like he also need to treat everyone fairly and respectfully. Okay. And lastly, my objective of the day, just to have fun, I guess. And I did have fun, and it was probably like the first meet that I feel really really comfortable, and I feel really really confident. So like it was a good meet in my opinion, and I really really enjoyed it. So like thank you, Vern, for like handling me throughout the whole day. Like again and again and again, I'll probably choose you again and again and again as my handler if I can, and if you would allow me to. And of course, I hope that like someone from my own team would know how to handle me. Hopefully, the kids like learn on how to handle like a proper like competitive athlete and stuff like that. And also, thank you to, regardless of what, thank you to the organizers and the federation for like hosting nationals. You guys did a good job. Maybe just like have a little bit better stuff next time. All right. And lastly is the fact that like thank you to all the volunteers. Again, you guys did a really, really good job. Congratulations to all of my athletes who done very, very well. Even if you didn't meet some of your expectations, you guys did very, very well in my opinion. You guys like put like really like balls to the walls, and you guys did very, very well. All right. So and yeah, I think like I don't want to talk too much. I think that's already at 30 minutes of video. So I hope you guys like finish this video or like even skip. I don't know. Like I'm sorry if I hurt some other people's feelings, but these are just like all of my opinions, and I already put a disclaimer there that this is like my opinion and like this is how I feel. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just like drop me on DM, and then just let me know anything. All right. So see you guys next time. Do drop a like on this video. Do share this video. If you guys do hate me, it's alright. I don't care. I'm sorry for that. If you guys do like me, just come and see me in SA. Bye bye.